So finally, we're here and we're live. Little bit difficult to keep the women quiet at this point, but we'll do our best.
Watch it, Peter.
Today we're going to have a very special hangout because we've got someone I think everyone worldwide wants to meet. We have got.
I'm a little upset that you misspelled my name.
Uh-oh.
I misspelled your name? Where did I misspell your name?
It's I-E, not Y.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
He can't tell time and he can't spell.
It's okay.
Yeah. Well,
Peter told me this.
I am going to correct that. So for the people listening, everyone is drinking whiskey here, so it could be that it's not.
No, they're not.
No, except for Molly, because we didn't allow Molly to drink because she has to drive. So
it has nothing to do with whether or not we allowed her to drink. She's just not dumb enough to drink and drive. So good for Molly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we're having the real Jesus. Jesus, would you please introduce yourself? For people who
do I really
aren't
need?
Aware.
Does he need introduction?
Who hasn't heard of me at this point? I'm the Lord.
Yes, but I'm from an atheist country, so at least I know there are a couple of people who still don't know.
A couple thousand years ago, I did a couple magic tricks and chased around some bankers with a whip. I got in trouble with the police, crucified. Came back to California in 1980, just hanging out, having fun.
So what sets you apart from the other
Twitter
Jesus
Jedi?
entities yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm way funnier. Well, hopefully.
So all these raptures that keep happening, is that you coming over and over and over again? That sounded weird.
There's a way to make that
no longer
dirty.
allowed to drink.
There's a way. I don't know how to make that dirty. I know there's a way. But no, there hasn't been a rapture. There hasn't been a rapture. The rapture's been canceled.
Oh. Well, damn.
Did you see anybody flying off into heaven?
So it's a tease?
And then everything went quiet.
Oh yeah, I thought I lost
it. It's a tease.
I thought I lost
there we go.
My feed there. Oh.
It's magic. Thank you, Peter.
Yes, I thought that was worth correcting. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. So who has questions for the Lord?
Well, I have one. When are you actually returning in a way that all the Christians will notice? Because
never. So there's this unfortunate never. There's this unfortunate Bible passage that talks about false prophets and all that stuff. And so whenever I run into one of these thumpers on Twitter, they accuse me of not being me, and it's really kind of upsetting. And they always quote that Bible passage about false prophets, and I have to say, deny me on Twitter and I'll deny you in front of my dad in heaven, and they still don't get it. So they're living in their own world right now. So what they want to happen is never going to happen.
So like during Armageddon, like you're not going to be riding through like pools of blood that come up to your horse's bridle and stuff like that?
Oh no. Well, there's no Armageddon unless you fucking people cause it, right? Like Trump, I'm worried about, but if there is a world-ending event, it's not going to be me and it's not going to be Dad.
He's fond of floods, though. Is he just not like the whole fire thing?
Is it just not like the whole what?
The whole fire thing?
Well, they're California fire.
That's People are weird, man. That's you can't blame someone flicking a cigarette out of their car window into a dry field. That's not my fault. You can't blame me for that. Or people who are arsonists or just pyromaniacs. You can't blame me for that either. Those are factory recalls.
The factory.
Okay.
So what's your take on all the other people posing as you? Because we have a local Jesus here in Holland who's on Twitter also, by the way. I don't know if you ever met him, but
which one? What's his at?
I think his at is Harry Christus.
I don't think I ran into him, but there are many other Twitter Jedi. And most of the ones that I follow are mutual follows, and we all get along. So there are times like another great follow. It would be Hunky Gay Jesus. I don't know if you guys follow Hunky Gay Jesus, but he's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a bunch of us. There's a bunch of us, and I don't mind at all. It's fantastic. The more of us are on Twitter, the more the ridiculousness that is evangelicalism and biblical literalism gets pointed out, and that's fine by me.
Yeah, well, the one I pointed out is not so much here for comedy relief. He's actually 100% dead serious that he is Jesus.
Oh well, he's a madman. No.
Although
he sucks.
Well, he wrote an entire new Bible, so he's the first one to come up with Bible 2.0.
I haven't.
Is it an addendum?
I haven't seen his new version. But I'll tell you that.
I'll introduce you on Twitter because he's definitely worth your time. His drawings are not. His drawings.
So he's a crappy artist.
Yeah, he's not
a flat Earth Jesus, is he?
No. He's what would you call it? Alien spaceship Jesus.
Oh, okay, that should be fun. That should be fun.
Yeah,
but the thing is with the Serious Jedi, I know they're out there, and some of them really are try to be in a way where they highlight the positive things that biblical Jesus said, and they generally try to not reinforce all the negative shit that is said in there, and I'm okay with that. So my whole thing is if you want to be religious, or if you are religious, or if you have faith, great, I'm happy for you. But the second you start trying to dictate public policy based on those positions, then we have a problem. Mm-hmm. So if he's just a nice guy and he's just nice to people and is encouraging people to be nice to people, great. If he's anyway dickish or sanctimonious, then that's not okay.
What's wrong with dicks?
Well, I can be a dick too. I mean, but I like to think I'm only a dick to people that deserve it.
Well, I have to say he's extremely nice.
Oh, cool. If he's extremely nice, then I like him.
He's not necessarily one of the smartest people I know, but at least he's up there with one of the nicest I know.
So he's nice, but quite possibly insane, is what you're saying.
Yes, quite possibly, yes.
Okay. Oh, that's fun.
That describes a lot of people we follow, actually.
Like Dean Essay?
Could describe me.
We're not talking about that, okay? Don't.
Oh boy.
Molly, it could describe me, couldn't it?
Molly's about to go full exorcism on Jesus.
No, Molly loves me. Molly loves me.
Do I need to be here for this?
I don't know. Do you have a cocktail yet? You could always just drive down the street to it. You could always drive down the street to a liquor store and just have a glass with you.
In the car?
Yeah, your glove box.
As long as you're not driving, put it in the trunk when you're done. That way you don't break any open container laws.
See, he's full of all the answers, all of them.
I do. The Lord knows all. Well, not all, but I'm pretty well versed in. I like to read a lot, so.
Oh, I see something in the chat I'd like to mention.
What's up?
We have another member of the team in the chat as well. Beat Price, who's actually taking care of our chat, and she said a psychiatrist did put 3 Jesuses in one room, and that didn't go well.
Oh, I can't imagine it would.
I would have loved to see the video on that one.
Who got blasted with hellfire?
Brimstone.
I'm guessing none of them.
Locusts.
Locusts.
That's a good one.
Frogs from the ceiling.
Yeah. Sticky.
Okay, so I have another question.
Sure. Is this a current event?
Jesus.
Is this a current events show, or is this whatever comes to mind, spitball and dick joke show?
Peter said he had a plan.
Yeah.
Usually, we're kind of trying to bridge the gap in conversation between atheists and theists.
Ah, okay. Well, I don't know if there's going to be much of a gap to bridge.
We don't have to do it all the time.
I think what we're doing now is only going to widen the gap, but could just.
Okay, I have a question. So
Fire.
I think we've, those of us who follow you on Twitter have seen you respond to people's tweets that include your name.
My name. Yeah.
And
it's hilarious.
Do they routinely reply to you after you do that, or do you have any interaction with them, or do they just sort of ignore it and move on?
So when I reply to people on Twitter that tweet my name, the response goes one of 3 ways usually. The most common response is for people to laugh, quote the tweet, and laugh, and their friends laugh about how they got roasted by the Lord, which isn't good fun. And most of those people, not most, I won't say most of them, but a lot of them end up following me. Then you have a smaller percentage of people who get very, very angry, and to me that's even funnier, because then you'll see.
At all.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. They'll. Yes, it is part of it. So they'll get really angry and claim that I'm not the Lord. To which I'll say something like, "Yeah, I know, right?" And I'll say something like,
"You're not Jesus."
Like, you can't prove that I'm not Jesus. And they'll say, "Can you prove that you are?" And I'll say, "Aha! So you do know how the burden of proof works, right?" and then that can end up with me getting blocked.
They dare to block the Lord?
I can get around that. So they'll block me
because of the hardening of their hearts.
I'll use my magic powers to quote their tweets from another account, and I'll still put them on blast. And then you'll see. There are a number of people who are really dedicated followers and are super retweeters of everything I tweet. When they'll come in and say, "How dare you say he's not the Lord?" Yada yada, and they'll make the argument for me, which is even better. So
I have to start doing that.
I'll remember to do that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's just a dog pile, and sometimes
I've seen him turn water into wine.
Yes, exactly. I've seen. Yeah, it's so fantastic. He just refilled my glass right now. What are you talking about? It's so much fun. So much fun. So, but yeah, so those are the 3 basic responses I get. But yeah,
would you say that you interact with theists very often?
Yeah. So I don't follow a whole lot. I'm at about 10-1 right now for the ratio. But most of the people I follow are, people like Molly or Peter, or I don't know if you guys follow Amadeus Almighty. He's fantastic. Yeah. He's a great follow. I Am Atheist Girl. She's a great follow. Godless Mom.
She's great. We're actually going to have Atheist Girl in here sometime.
Woohoo! Woo!
Ooh, if you have Atheist Girl on, can I come on at the same time? Because that'd be fantastic. If you guys don't mind having me as like just a pop in.
We're still having a little bit of trouble getting her on, actually.
Okay, so about 10 minutes ago, she had a bit of a meltdown. I'm not going to call it a meltdown. She was really upset. A meltdown seems kind of like a misogynistic comment in this sense, and that's not really what it was. But she was really upset for a legitimate reason regarding someone whose account was.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So for some unpleasant things, and she was really upset, and she basically said she's gonna leave Twitter, or leave Twitter again. Just because she didn't want to deal with the shit, and I tried to talk her into making it a temporary thing, and
she's going to have a tough job because I have a phone number and she's not quitting Twitter.
Yeah, dude, Peter, she loves you. She loves you.
I have stalked.
Yes,
yeah, we're great friends. We have been friends for a long time, which was a direct result of me stalking her because she wanted to quit at that time, and that was a time when she was really down. I think.
Then I'm gonna buy you a beer, or I'll apparate you a beer or something.
Since we've been speaking about this,
is apparate the word?
Yeah.
If you listen to Harry Potter, it is.
According to Harry Potter, I don't know. According to Harry Potter, isn't that what it is?
I feel like we're mixing genres.
Can you make that Jack Daniels instead of beer?
Are we mixing genres?
Yeah, a little bit.
Transfiguration might be cool. Better.
Can I make it what instead of beer?
Make it what?
Who asked for beer?
Not me. I worked in a brewery. I know how it's made. I don't drink beer.
Oh well, okay. How about all right, no beer for you.
I only drink, and Molly will hate this. I only drink Jack Daniels.
That's disgusting.
Ew.
Jack Daniels is awful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I love bourbon and I like whiskey, and Jack Daniels is.
I've been telling you.
If there's nothing else in the cupboard, right? Maybe.
I am a woman who will drink whiskey and vodka.
You gotta dump like.
Because yellow.
What's that?
I said I'm a woman who will drink whiskey and vodka on the same night. So YOLO.
Oh, you've been on top of the bar.
I actually have not. I'm more modest than you might think.
Okay.
But she gets dangerous.
It's always the quiet ones. It's always the quiet ones that end up dancing on top of a bar.
Well, aren't you responsible for the Catholics?
No, that wasn't me. That was a different Jesus.
Charis isn't quiet when she drinks. I wish she was, but she isn't.
Here's hoping she drinks a little bit more over the course of the next hour or so.
No, absolutely
I'm starting
not.
to feel it a little bit.
Absolutely not.
I would like to apologize to our listeners on behalf of my drunk associates.
Nobody's drunk yet. We're sipping.
Fine.
Nope. We're sipping, and we just started.
I was trying to give you an out.
No, there's no outs. I'm judging all of you.
Another person will be having.
I'm judging you all in a positive way. So, yeah.
The Great White Throne Judgment.
I have to jump in and go
interrupting Peter.
Go back on topic. I can mute you from here. No, just a small piece back on topic on Atheist Girl. She'll come on at some point. I'm not sure if we can get in guests. I'll try at least because I think.
Oh, that's cool.
I think what would be cool is doing an after show and having fans of her join in and ask a question. But that's something I'll have to pitch to her first because
the thing about her is that she's really sweet and a little bit more shy than you might expect.
She is really sweet.
It's easy for us to be a little bit more outgoing from behind our various personas, it's a little bit easier to mess with people when you're Jesus.
It probably is a little bit easier. It's less You know, there's because of how crazy some of these fundamentalists can be. There is, because of the way I mess with people, there's a level of value in anonymity because I like living.
Mm-hmm.
I like living. It's just a thing. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you do have the option of just dying for 3 days and coming back.
Yeah, but that's such an inconvenience, man.
What do you
Like,
do in the interim? I mean, while you're dead, what do you do? Do you read books? Do you have a
dude,
Kindle? What do you do?
nah, man. Heaven sucks. All right, it's full of boring people and like
True.
gospel all the
I
time.
knew it.
And dad's kind of a dick, right? So,
Do you have any pull with the big guy?
you know, he let the Romans put me up on a cross and be tortured for 3 days, right? We don't really talk a whole lot anymore.
Well, we keep getting told there was a purpose for that. So, I mean, is that
Mysterious ways and everything.
Mysterious ways, yeah. Those mysterious ways are on him. Even I don't understand that bullshit.
I'm sure he seems to be using some mysterious ways on America right now, and it's really pissing me off.
No, there's a real problem in America with how disinformation has been allowed to spread so easily to the point where there is a huge segment of the population that can't tell the difference between fact and fiction, and that's really bad for the country. We have an education secretary that is a creationist, runs creationist schools. We have an EPA chief that doesn't believe in climate change. We had one asshole just say that the air in America is too clean, whatever the fuck that means.
I saw that.
We're not going to be immune to the dirt.
The level.
Clear it up for our listeners who might not know what you're talking about there. Give a detail so that they know what you mean.
Okay, so one of so for foreigners who aren't really familiar, we have this thing in the United States called the First Amendment, which guarantees freedom of speech and freedom of religion, which is fantastic. But the problem is that fundamentalists and biblical literalists have been persistently for decades invading public spaces, public offices, and it's not like I don't so much care about
it's the Wedge Doctrine.
A nativity scene. What's that?
It's the Wedge Doctrine. This is intentional. It's called the Wedge.
Well, it's also the well, when did the Wedge Doctrine happen? Was it before or after the death of the Fairness Doctrine? Because you have
it was after, I believe.
Yeah, so if we're going to go back that far, and I have this big long thread about it's not that long of a thread, but I have a blurb of a thread pinned to my Twitter feed about this, and it's really an important thing because if it wasn't for the Fairness Doctrine dying, we wouldn't have Fox News. We wouldn't have the Alex Jones show or InfoWars being nationally syndicated. We wouldn't have Rush Limbaugh being able to spew the hateful things that he does. And these are called legitimate news stations. And so if you have a predisposition and if your mind has already been trained to accept cognitive dissonance, right? Because babies are just basically blank computers. So if you have this situation where you are allowed to, or you have this population that already gets accustomed to accepting this cognitive dissonance, and then you put them in an echo chamber, and then you teach them that the wrong thing is correct. And then you say, you're only going to watch this news channel, you're going to live in this bubble, then your entire worldview is no longer based on accurate information. And I don't want to go so far as to call them bad people, but it's unfortunate that it's been allowed to happen. And so you're watching right now the far right in the United States actively trying to make the United States a theocracy. And that's really scary.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense to me. I know that some of our listeners will disagree. I mean, it would make sense to them. It's just they would disagree. But yeah.
Who would disagree with what? Which part?
Well, we have listeners who, I mean, not all of our listeners are atheists or agnostic. We have theist listeners, which is great. We love our Christian listeners.
No, that is great, because I don't want to be in an echo chamber either. And one of the reasons why I have the account that I have is I can be a dick to the people who are real dicks on the other side, but for people who are more in the middle, or maybe they question their faith. But Jesus Christ, you just made me blaspheme myself. Normal, that's exactly right. Beach Price. When are normal Christians going to step up? When are the people who want to have faith and just keep it out of public policy? When are they? To their credit,
I have seen some of them step up, because they really, there are fundamentalists who really make them look bad, and some of the normal Christians are extremely conscious of this. They're very aware. They know how it makes them look, and they hate it.
Well, they do, but those same ones are the ones that are accepting of the doctrine that, the meek shall inherit the earth, and they're humble and they're quiet and they should be more outspoken.
There's plenty of that in the, non-theistic community as well, too. I mean,
right.
It's a personality thing, a lot of it.
Any population has a spectrum of, from one extreme to the other. So I think it's going to be up to the moderates in both sides of this to kind of, take the reins and try to make something that works for everybody.
It also comes down to just personality, because just because somebody's a theist or atheist, they may have completely different worldviews, but have very similar personalities. I'm usually pretty soft-spoken, and many Christians are like me, many atheists are like me, and then you get some of the street preachers, which I was one. I was a soft-spoken street preacher, believe it or not. And
really, because you have a very soft voice. How does that carry on the street?
It doesn't, but it gathers people because they want to hear, so they come in. Especially when I'm 5 months pregnant. I was on Virginia Beach on a stool, 5 months pregnant. Yeah. That was interesting. Okay. And I was praying to you the whole time. You were
I was praying
to you. Me? Yes.
Sometimes it just gets drowned out in the noise. It's just like white noise coming through. Sometimes I got to turn it off.
You helped me. You kept me from being too traumatized from that event. So thank you.
You're welcome. I can't take credit for that because I don't recall answering your specific prayer. So if
there are a lot of them.
If it seems as though it was answered,
like auto reply on email.
Well, so I tried writing a program for that, and it didn't really go well because there were some people got some things that they didn't necessarily deserve.
It seems like that's still going on though.
Oh well, yeah, but that's not my fault anymore. That's why.
Do the football teams interfere with that?
Oh no, I don't.
Play interference with prayers.
So I'm not allowed to intervene in sporting events. I don't really know why. And I've said this on Twitter a bunch of times, but free will is basically a divine non-intervention policy. So if it seems like I answered your prayer, it's probably just coincidence.
That's just devastating.
What was that?
That's just devastating,
Sorry, not sorry.
Okay, we talked about this. I need you to make an exception for the Penguins this year. So
I'll think about
it. We'll talk later.
Oh, you're talking about the ice skating.
Do it.
The ice.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew it. I opened myself up for that one.
Wait. So, question for Molly. You're not a Steelers fan, are you?
I'm not an anti-Steelers.
Answer carefully. You're talking to the Lord.
I'm ambivalent about football.
Okay, that's acceptable.
No,
I'll see what I
seriously,
can do for the Penguins. I make no promises.
Okay. I mean, they got it on their own. It's fine, but a little extra help can't hurt.
Well, okay,
I
so
didn't know the Penguins was a team, so you know how much I pay attention.
They play. They do ice dancing with sticks and a puck.
It's pretty, Charis. You'll love it.
I love it.
So funny.
I'll indoctrinate you.
Yes.
No, hockey's not bad. Hockey live is a lot better than hockey on TV, though.
Yes, it is.
I've been to a couple hockey games.
I like hockey skates much better than figure skates. Just for that, that was free.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
I just like to say though that I will never ever again be answering any basketball or NBA related prayers. So
elaborate
until well, so the Seattle Supersonics got moved. Mm-hmm. So this is also the reason I don't drink Starbucks, right? I'm originally from Seattle before I came down to California, and I'm a big Seahawks fan. I was a big Sonics fan, Mariners fan. I was all Seattle all the time. As the owner of Starbucks, Howard Schultz, owned the Seattle Supersonics, and he decided that owning a basketball team was hard, and the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, right? So he decided to sell them. There are plenty of people with plenty of money in Seattle that would have bought the team and kept them in town. But instead, he rushed a deal and sold it to a guy that he knew was going to move them to Oklahoma, and just to get it off his hands. So fuck him, fuck Starbucks, fuck the Thunder, fuck the NBA, because the NBA let it happen. So yeah, that's how that goes.
Seems legit.
Yeah, so some smiting of the NBA.
Smiting. There's smiting. I don't know if you know this, but the Thunder sucks right now.
Well, fuck Oklahoma. All of it.
What's that? Say that again.
I said fuck Oklahoma.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. There are some good people. There are some good people in Oklahoma, but the state itself leaves a lot to be desired.
There are rapists, thieves, and murderers, and some I'm sure are good people.
And so much meth. So much meth.
Well,
but that's
I live
kind of like the entire country.
I live kind of in the meth capital. Even my area code. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep. Don't say it.
Capital.
I wouldn't necessarily brag about that.
Anybody who knows that number will know where I'm at.
New Mexico?
No.
West Virginia.
Okay.
So
now I feel completely left out because how come
Peter, you're still here?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
hi,
I know. He's good. I was wondering where our Arnold Schwarzenegger sounding friend went.
Well, I was looking at something in the chat and I thought I might join.
He said,
I can do a German.
Can I ask you?
I can do a German accent very well because I was in Germany quite a lot. So
can you say get to the chopper?
Get to the chopper.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, so saith the Lord. No, except for
yes.
Go Steelers.
But
no,
the Lord,
no. Whoever Mr. E-Man is? No, no. Boo Steelers. Boo that guy for saying that.
Don't boo Mike.
Mike is not going to be happy.
Don't boo Mike.
Oh, poor Mike. Poor Mike.
So, random question, completely random question.
Fire away.
What do you think of Paul from the Bible? Because he seems to be a bit of a dick.
Well, they're all a bit of a dick. I mean, so something I was talking with Peter about. Well, it's all just shitty fan fiction, right? The whole Bible all the way through. There's very little of it that's actually factual, right? So when we talk about the people who wrote it and what do you think of the character of Paul, I mean, Paul was created in the image of whoever wrote Paul.
What was he really like when you put the scales on his eyes and stuff?
I'm sorry, come again?
What was he really like when you put the scales on his eyes? Like, did he get all salty about it?
Oh, he was salty as fuck.
Did he like condemn women and blame women for it?
I don't really remember. Haven't talked to the guy in a long time.
It seems to be a big thing in the Bible.
Well, with Paul especially, he didn't like women much.
No, well, I mean, none of the other apostles really did. That's why you don't see a book of Mary actually in the Bible. It was excluded,
which is crazy,
right?
because we're delightful as a gender. Can I just say?
You're fantastic. You're my favorite gender.
See, somebody appreciates us.
And mine too. I might add.
No, yeah, no.
I like them both, and I won't go into that too far.
That's. I wouldn't mind if you elaborated. I really wouldn't.
Yeah. What do you mean by that last? By the last part?
I think they both have fun
Picker,
bits.
it didn't happen.
So there you have it. Charis is slightly bi.
Okay.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yay. I like it.
So what's wrong with that? I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's lots of yays.
I live with two women who aren't slightly, more like extremely.
Peter's big pimping.
I do have a preference
if you didn't know.
for them, but some women, I do like.
Yes,
okay. So you have a type.
Yeah, I do have a type.
What's your type?
I would sound objectifying, and I don't like. I don't do.
I think I'm pretty sure since you're a woman, you're allowed to objectify women. Isn't that like it's less so for us?
But is it really? Can I ask a question? Is it really objectifying if you have a type?
I'm sapiosexual, so that means that once I get a glimpse of somebody's intellect and how they use it, then I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
That's the best.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's more women should be like that.
That's the official channel type.
Sapiosexual, I'm kind of bi, but my main thing is intellect.
Oh, that's awesome.
If you can wow me, I'm putty in my boyfriend's hands. Yeah.
All right.
Somehow I pictured this talk to be completely different.
Sorry, Peter.
I didn't. I totally didn't. I called this.
Yeah, you called this.
Discussions are organic, Peter. Unless you had that's why I asked you before the show if you had a list of scripted questions you wanted to ask.
Normally, I'm the one who brings that.
Here's these topics I want to talk about.
True.
Okay.
Charis is usually the prepared one.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I'm sorry.
Charis is the professional one. I think Molly wanted to hit on you. I think, or did I read that wrong, Molly? I don't know what.
Peter's in trouble.
Wait a minute. Charis gets called professional, and I'm just here to hit on Jesus.
Yeah, or was he going to hit on you? What did you write? I forgot.
Oh, that's probably right.
Hold on. Jesus is consensual. Can we hit on you?
There is no hitting.
Oh yeah, you can hit away. Yes. I'm okay with that.
I guess it's nothing compared to the holes in your hands.
There's some kind of an echo over there. I didn't really hear what you said. I didn't really hear what you said.
I guess hitting on you is kind of, it's nothing compared to the holes in your hands. And then I asked if that was, oh gosh, the Christians are going to have a fit with this. Are the holes in your hands like a fleshlight?
No, okay, so the holes in my hands aren't big enough to accommodate.
Oh yeah, they're just nails. Never mind.
Yeah. No. And they were technically through the wrist, right? Because through your hands, it's not going to hold. It's not going to hold the weight.
Well, and there's got to be some shards of bone going on there. That's very unpleasant.
Okay, next question.
You brought it up.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
I'm just looking at the chat, and Mike.
Are there any questions in the chat?
No, but Mike had a nice comment. He's going to post nude pics of his intellect, and I just let him know that if he's going to post nude pics of his intellect, I'm going to post them on screen.
MRIs and CAT scans.
I think I have some nudes I can post of Mike.
Wait, what?
And there's Molly.
Yeah. Wait.
You know, I am completely okay with you sending me nudes. That's all I'm saying.
That's not what I said at all.
We're all going back to Eden. Back to Eden. We're all naked. No.
Ew.
Wasn't there a book?
I think.
Wasn't there a book about that? No, it's called Exit to Eden. That's what it was.
No,
well, Answers in Genesis has After Eden.
Isn't there a Steinbeck novel?
Answers in Genesis has a comic called After Eden.
Does it?
Yep, or it did. I don't know if they're still doing it or not.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Is it naughty?
No, it's not.
I'm not wasting brain space on that.
Okay, can I try to levitate the conversation a little bit with a question from the chat? Because please go ahead. Yeah, because we're going to lose Mike already, I think. with Molly posting nudes of him.
You're posting nudes of Mike?
Beach asked, how come you haven't healed your hands yet?
Oh, I did.
You did?
Oh yeah,
and you haven't let your followers know because they're still.
That would really suck if you're a hemophiliac and got crucified.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, crucifixion.
Yeah, it's really inconvenient. It's really inconvenient. So.
I mean, it would be okay if you were just a mortal and had hemophilia and got crucified because it'd all end faster. But if you have to come back and you got hemophilia,
or if you're just anemic, I mean.
Yeah, that too, because I mean your hemoglobin drops, and then you're like passing out all over the place, especially in a hot shower. It's not.
You're weak. You're tired. Your blood pressure's low.
I know this because I have low hemoglobin.
It's personal for Charis.
Yes.
Okay. Can you ask that question one more time?
I don't remember what it was.
Did they crucify
Beach, help
women?
me out. I'm sure a few of them got crucified. I mean,
I thought we mostly got
statistically,
like, stoned to death and
usually stoning, but
usually stoning.
Statistically, there's bound to be at least one woman who got crucified somewhere.
Well, actually, there is one because there's one on the internet who claims to be Jesus. So if she really is Jesus, then at least there's one woman that's been crucified.
What's the Hispanic feminine form for the name Jesus or Jesus? Jesus?
Is there one?
I don't know.
Well, what would it be?
Listeners, post it in the comments. If you know it, put it in our comments.
A feminine form of Jesus. I mean, I'm not sure.
We'll send you a Mind the Gap T-shirt.
Do we sell those?
No, but
we are now.
We are now.
Damn it, Molly.
Sorry.
Yeah. I have a legitimate question. Now we're talking to the real. Now we're talking to the real Jesus. Can you please explain the Trinity to me? Because I've asked several Christians, and they all seem to struggle with the concept.
You never asked me. I'm a former fundamentalist, bitch.
Oh,
bitch!
Charis is drinking.
Bitch!
Charis is drinking.
She even put the verbal comma in there before bitch. So
She did.
that's
Yeah.
she did. I
I
heard
am
it.
very conscious of punctuation.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The trilogy makes absolutely no sense.
The trilogy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I asked about
The Trinity.
the Trinity, the
the
Trinity
Trinity.
trilogy. I was just watching Star Wars.
It's okay, you are a hippie.
Aha. Well, at least
No, the Trinity
you
makes
made
no
Paul
sense.
Gia happy.
Yeah, it
Paul,
makes no
sir?
sense. Ooh,
No, but
Beach Price. Yes, yeah. That could be close. Yes, it could be close for the
True.
feminine form of Jesus. That's a good
Jesus,
answer.
that
I
I'll
mean,
take
there
that one.
is
I'll take that one.
Yeshua. And so,
Well,
yes,
yeah, Yeshua. Well, Jesus is really more of a title, right? And the name was
Christ
Yeshua
is the
ben Yosef.
title. Christ was the title. Yeshua is more like Joshua.
Right, which would be Yeshua.
Right.
Is this your second coming, or did you forget to leave? Yes. Yes, that's the answer.
Masterfully spoken.
Thank you. I have a way with words.
You're welcome. I'm told.
So,
you've read some of my more recent writings, Molly.
Well, I wasn't going to go, out you as a writer, but yes, our Lord is quite talented.
Was our Lord married? Did you marry Mary Magdalene?
Nope. We were living in sin.
Oh, you were with her then.
What's that?
I said, so you were with her, just not officially married.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Well, she had other clients.
Right. So that that perfume bottle that she used, what brand was it?
What brand? Well, I'm sorry. What brand was what?
That perfume bottle that she used for washing her feet.
Oh, I think that was just homemade.
Oh no! She
I don't
got
know.
it.
Oh, she got it at like the
Well, if
the
you don't
local
know,
she got it at the local
Sephora.
Hebrews or Us or something. Yeah.
It's Sephora's.
That's like asking a guy what they're thinking. He does not know what the perfume is.
It was perfume. What's that? Oh, you said perfume. I'm sorry. There's a for some reason. Well, for some reason on your end, there's a little bit of an echo from at least from how I'm hearing it. So like I can hear Molly and Peter just fine, but for some reason Charis is coming through with an echo, and I'm not sure why that is.
Well, she is an invisible unicorn.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So there's kind of an ethereal quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
I can dig
should
it.
be for you as well, actually.
It's
it's
very difficult. It's very difficult to place the mic in front of Charis because we can't see her.
Are you getting another refill?
No.
Who, me?
Not you. Yes. No. Well, either
me?
one of you, really.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm on my third.
Yeah, of course you are.
I just finished my
I don't
second.
know what I'm on. I don't know what I'm on.
Painfully obvious that I'm the only sober one here.
Fourth.
I'm clearly not. Yeah, I'm not even buzzed. I don't know what you're talking about.
Jesus, I love what you've done with the drinks.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Molly, what's your beverage of choice? Did you say scotch?
Typically, yes.
Can you turn water into American honey?
No.
Because thus far your powers are pretty limited from like the hype has kind of just
Yeah, no, they've been great
here.
They've been greatly exaggerated.
So what can you do other than shame fundamentalists?
Let's see. I'm good at poker.
I guess you would be.
I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good poker player. And I can write halfway decent.
All right.
And that's it. Not even a card trick or something.
Really?
Well, yeah. The
Or-
last time I did, the
This
last
is
time
audio,
I did card tricks, I got crucified.
Oh, yeah. I guess
You know, you
that
start-
Yeah, but my card tricks, Charis, are the best on audio.
pick a card. Right now,
Yeah.
pick one.
Don't laugh at that. You'll encourage him.
Well, he has the perfect face for radio. You know.
Yeah. Well, we're going to video. We're going to video soon.
We're going to video. We're going to video soon, and I won't name names, but two of the women that are currently present in this hangout told me that I look good naked. So
Wait. We need to clarify that.
wait.
Peter, what else did we say?
I have the screenshots to prove it.
What else did we say?
Yeah, but you can't expose mine.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, I can. I can blur out the avatar.
That's true.
Okay, share with the Lord.
Okay,
Lord
when
should
Peter
know.
when Peter says naked, well, I'm saying so for the
Just
benefit of
ask
our
the Holy
audience.
Spirit. He'll know.
That's true. For the benefit of our audience who might think that, we actually said that.
You actually said that.
Yeah, but
We did.
in this case, naked is referring to people.
Okay, no, let's go back to the facts first. Did you actually say that? Yes or no?
Okay, but naked in this case, to define some
No,
terms.
I know that's not a yes or a no. I want to hear a yes or a no. Did you actually say that? Yes or no?
Cue somebody linking
No,
in the
I-
chat the YouTube video for context.
Yeah, I would like context for this first.
I'm trying to get it out here.
Yeah, Molly, get it
That's
out.
what she said.
Oh, nice.
That's what she said.
So in this case, Peter is so attached to his sunglasses and his hat that without them, he's naked. So that was the extent of the disrobing in this situation.
Okay. So he didn't go full Monty on you.
See, I thought never mind.
Only to Floris.
Only to Floris.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, it's worthwhile subscribing to the channel because only one follower saw that particular glitch.
That might
when
not
we
be the
had-
best That's not the best advertisement, Peter.
So not to change the subject.
Subscribe to my channel and you might accidentally see my junk.
Speaking of your
Live from
junk, what
Holland,
is the
ladies and
Holy
gentlemen.
Spirit of it?
I'm happy to say I wasn't naked in that particular video. I had on my hat and my
Hey,
glasses.
Jesus.
Let it go.
Tell us about the Holy Spirit.
No.
Is the Holy Spirit bourbon?
Yes.
There you go.
Is the Holy Spirit is the Holy Spirit a he or an it? Or she? Or
I feel like the Holy Spirit should be a she.
Oh. See, that requires me to lie.
but you can't do that.
You can't lie.
Yeah.
Cheat.
So.
You're without sin.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can just absolve myself. So.
Oh, so that explains the lust. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
You got crucified for all your sins.
Yeah. It was only a temporary inconvenience for a reason. So, the Holy Spirit, I would imagine, if you are a believer, if you're a person of faith, would be whatever you need it to mean to you. If it's a he or a she or an it.
If you're a
that's cool.
fundamentalist, the Holy Spirit is a person. The third person of the
Well,
God.
if you're a fundamentalist, you're also an idiot. So.
Well, let's gentle that up a bit because.
Okay. If you're a fundamentalist, most of the things you believe are not based on accurate information.
Okay, I'll go with that. Many fundamentalists are, in fact, trapped, including mentally, psychologically, etc.
Yeah.
Empathy, because I was one.
Okay, so there's this guy I know that
It's you, isn't it?
was also raised in a fundamentalist church.
Okay.
And so through him, I know your feels.
Would that be your earthly dad?
Yes,
Joseph?
yes.
Joseph?
My earthly. No. My contemporary earthly guide.
Oh.
Hey, Molly, check the chat.
I can't.
Oh, you can't?
Why?
Not the
Somebody
chat.
asked what language
the
will
Hangouts
Jesus
chat.
speak when he
Oh,
comes back?
nice. That's nice.
I'm guessing English.
I'm sorry, can you ask that again?
Beach asks, what language will Jesus speak when he comes back? My guess is English.
Yeah, whatever. Well, right now it's English, yeah, because
Before
California
it was
surf speak.
I do not have. Do I sound like I have a California accent, or what you would imagine as a California accent?
No, you sound kind of
Seattle.
I mean, of course, I do say "dude" and "hella" quite a
You
bit.
do.
So
You say a few things actually. And I wish I would have cataloged them.
I'm gonna guess northwest. Northwestern U.S.
Southwest. Northwestern U.S. Northwestern, except for I don't say "wash" with an R. I don't know if you've heard people that say Washington or Washington.
I
think that's,
there's no R.
I'm not sure what that's left over from.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. And Peter's totally confused right now because
I don't have a clue.
He's by Amsterdam. He doesn't care.
Yeah, that's true. So the Lord, according to his Twitter feed, can cook.
Oh, the Lord can cook.
The
Lord can definitely cook. What does the
Lord cook? You cook kosher since you're supposed to be a Jew?
Yeah.
Oh, did you come back a Jew?
No, I'm black.
Are you?
Have you seen my avatar? I mean, I'm not Lenny Kravitz.
Are you a black Jew?
I'm sorry. What?
Are you a black Jew?
I wanted to be even more persecuted than in my last life. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Which
denomination would you say is closest to the truth here?
What denomination do I think is the closest to the truth?
Yeah, like what Christian denomination, if you had to pick one, is the best representation of Jesus?
Is it a mix of Christianity and Wicca?
Unitarian Universalism.
Ah, good one.
I mean, that. What else can you say? I mean, the closest thing.
So then it's Unitarian. It's not Trinitarian.
Would be deism, right? Deism is at least reasonable.
But that brings into question the question of the Trinity, because you're talking about your dad and you and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, I don't get into the Holy Spirit much because it's just
because it's a girl.
No, it has nothing to do with it.
You don't like girls.
Oh,
hence
that is
the
not
12 apostles.
That is not true at all. Yeah, don't do that.
Let's start that rumor.
Don't do that.
This is 2017. It's okay.
That's true.
The Lord loveth the ladies.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask a question since we're on the topic of ladies?
Here.
Yes, I'm still
finally something of Peter's interest.
I'm still trying to get indecent questions, but it's very difficult with these
Peter
two girls.
likes lawns.
He does.
He does. Like
what happened to your mother? I'm going to ignore everything. What happened to your mother? Why was she written out of the script in the Bible? I mean,
because people in that era didn't value women.
In that era.
But she
can
was.
You have set a better example?
But she was also a god. So how come she was written out of the story?
God.
Well, I think
Blasphemy.
I think it depends. I think it depends on where you're at. Like, I'm pretty sure in Italy, Mary is more revered than I am. I'm reasonably sure that's the case. They're really big on the saints in
Mary, Mother of
Catholic
God.
Italy. Right. So, and she's got a prayer after and everything.
Yeah, you're just a baby still. She's always holding you.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. That probably explains my fixation with boobs.
Probably.
I'm not going there.
Probably.
I will.
Well, Molly,
who's not going where?
Huh?
He is Jesus, and he must have seen them.
Well, he knows all.
Yeah.
The Lord is watching and probably touching himself.
Oh, good.
So
see, and now everything goes quiet.
Yeah, well, I don't know where to go from there.
You guys.
I'm just guessing the women are picturing this now, and that's why they're quiet.
Yes. Well, I was
they're still thinking about you naked, Peter.
Oh, I totally got off of that, not on that. Anyway, so I was thinking of making a godless nativity, like a non-Christian nativity, an atheist nativity. You know how our country likes to say when they put nativities out on government property, it's not strictly religious, it's also our heritage, our culture.
Cultural.
So I'm thinking, this is my atheist Jesus. I have a secular Jesus. What is What is hippie Jesus' thought on that?
And additional question while you're answering that, what other components would you have as part of this? Instead of the sheep and the
shouldn't let sheep around babies.
Well, I think the sheep are representative of something bigger in this case, but okay. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, one of my favorite foods is rack of lamb.
I like gyros, and they're made with lamb meat a lot of times.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I'll find a picture of the rack of lamb I cooked, and I'll post it to the.
See, I tried to talk about the cooking and.
Yeah, no. So, I'll post
I'm
it
not
to.
A vegetarian.
I am.
I like meat. I like a mouthful of meat. Shit.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Really? Peter's not chiming in on that one? Seriously?
Come on.
Oh
come
my
on
God.
Now.
Anyway.
That's so fantastic. So as to the nativity scenes, I think that if you're talking about a large city where you're definitely going to have multiple faiths represented, I think that if you're going to allow a space for a nativity scene of some type, then you have to ensure that you have space for everyone that wants to be represented. And the same thing goes for a small town. The only thing is that small towns usually only are represented by one faith. So
because everybody else is in the closet.
Right. So what I would say is that if you're going to make it a matter of policy, right? Because I don't give a shit about nativity scenes. They don't matter to me one way or another. But I don't want to have the narrative that the United States is a Christian nation and because that's one of the steps. That's one of the steps toward theocratic rule, is insisting that there is a state religion. And I understand that argument. So if you're going to allow those types of things on public spaces, then you have to leave room and to open for people to say, yes, I would also like to participate with my alternative to this particular story. And if you do that, great. And if nobody wants to participate, and it's only a nativity scene, then fine. You gave people of different faiths the opportunity to come forward. And I think that seems like the most reasonable way to address that particular topic.
And
And the second part of that question was,
do you have, instead of like the traditional components, instead of the shepherds, what would you have in a nativity scene?
In an atheist nativity scene, I'd have a big 70-inch, high definition television, and I'd have Cosmos playing. I'd have Cosmos playing the whole time during the time.
Who would be the wise men? Who would be the wise men? I bet Neil deGrasse Tyson would be one.
Neil deGrasse Tyson would definitely be one. Hawkins.
Yeah.
And I'm not the biggest fan. Okay, so I like Bill Nye, but I'm not his biggest cheerleader. And
I'm not a fan of his tie,
really,
but
I think the Pastafarian nativity scene might be fun.
Beach Price throws in.
Definitely be fun.
Beach Price throws in Lawrence Krauss.
Yeah, or Albert Einstein. I'd be down with Albert Einstein too. He's done so much. He did so much for the way we understand the natural world that I think you would have to include him.
Picking up to Peter right now.
Just in like the span of a year, he is just phenomenal.
And Madame Curie.
So Madame Curie, Albert Einstein, and Nikola Tesla. How's that?
And
those would be my three wise people.
What about Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I like Neil deGrasse Tyson too. Okay, so we'll include him also. We're gonna have 4 wise men.
It doesn't matter how many. Well, they just say 3 a lot, but there really isn't a cement.
Or we could represent Joseph as Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Can we replace the Trinity as well, and can we then throw in the unholy Trinity as it is? Or are you
refresh my memory to what refresh my memory? I think I've heard this before, but it's been a while.
The unholy Trinity: Aaron Ra, Matt Dillahunty, and Seth Andrews.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Can we bring in Rosalind Franklin too?
I designed the cups for Starbucks last year.
Seth Andrews has the best voice.
Are you kidding, or is that actually a thing that happened, Peter?
That's actually a thing. That's actually a thing that happened because they all got mad that they dropped the whole Christmas thing and just had red cups. So I designed the cups and
so Starbucks paid you for your designs?
No. I just got retweeted by Aaron Ra, Matt Dillahunty, and Seth Andrews.
Oh, okay.
And they posted it on Facebook and stuff like that. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I'm okay with that. I'm a big fan of Matt Dillahunty. Mute button.
His mute button is the greatest. Matt Dillahunty's
mute button. His mute button, that is a quick trigger finger. Yes. But I think one of the things that I saw over watching Matt Dillahunty for a long time was that his temper seemed to get shorter and shorter, and it seemed like it got to the point where he wasn't so much interested in helping people as he was, or helping people to understand the natural world, as opposed to him. He just kind of started being dickish, and some people deserve that, but I don't think they necessarily deserved it as much as he dished it out. So it just seemed like he stopped having fun.
Might deserve this.
It seemed like, well, it just seemed like he stopped having fun with it.
Yeah, well, I'm actually at the moment invited on the channel of someone he muted.
Oh, fun.
Yes. So I'm not sure if you're aware. You? Yes. Yesterday.
Okay. Are you going to do it?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I was just curious.
Because he wants to bring it back.
So you're being invited
because
you're being invited to talk to an apologist. Is this correct?
He's our sacrificial lamb.
I want her to come on our channel, and I've told her that I can actually behave, be decent. So well, don't ruin it.
You seem fairly affable to me. So.
I can be fairly decent. I think if people if people are watching our channel, I can be very decent. I think
until the German accent comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
okay.
only,
So
that's
I have a question for you, Peter.
Go ahead.
How does it make you feel when being from Holland and so close to Germany with your accent, that people tell you that atheism was started by Hitler?
Oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because what Hitler was actually doing is what he was taught in church at the time, because almost every church in Germany taught that the Jews were the ones to blame for the situation they were in. So, and that's I think that goes back to the time of Luther.
The Old Testament.
I was just curious if it made you angry, or if you reacted with anger toward that.
Well,
or if they've ever said, "Yeah, you're like Hitler," you know.
Even the Old Testament says that the foolish man says in his heart, "There is no God." Atheism existed during the time of that writing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, atheism existed, before monotheism existed, when people were polytheistic and had a god for everything. So,
yeah, but I mean, for somebody to say that atheism started with Hitler, it's
nonsense.
They also say things like dinosaurs are hybrids between, we don't want to talk about that, yeah.
Although I had a velociraptor that I used to ride around on. That was fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Why the velociraptor? Why not like the Triceratops?
Do you play Ark?
Did it have feathers?
Because you want to go fast. I mean, that's the whole point, right? I mean, Triceratops.
No, I mean, Triceratops is like a tank.
You can play Ark Survival Evolved and ride a Triceratops.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That's fantastic.
Yep. There you go.
There's an actual game about this?
It's called Ark Survival Evolved, and you can ride dinosaurs.
I would have to be drinking for that.
I am drinking for that.
Yeah. Is it like... Okay, I have to Google this. Hold on a second. Ark Survival...
Oh, now you distracted the Lord.
Oh, there we go. Ark Survival Evolved images. Oh, so it's like it's like that was made by a real big publisher studio. It wasn't. Yeah. That's not like one of those stupid iPhone games about.
No.
The Bible. Okay, I was just checking. No. That's all my answer was.
Okay, Charis, you'll have you have to pitch me the link, because I have to include that in the description for people who wanna watch that.
I don't think we should encourage this.
It's not.
Yeah, no, it's just a video game. It's just an offhand topic.
Yeah. Okay. It's just.
I don't know. I don't know if that's worthy. I don't know if it's worthy of you, Peter.
Of this elite conversation that we're having, that's on topic and well organized.
Dick jokes are perfect. Video games not so much.
Yes. What about dick jokes and video games?
I think
they do kind of go hand in hand.
He's going back to the mouthful of meat.
Hand in hand.
Yeah. Yes. Wait, which one of you was that was Molly?
No, that was not me.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yes, it was.
Why do I always get
Molly likes a mouthful of meat. That's what she said.
I said I was a vegetarian. That's what I said.
I'm not at all eating a burger in my profile picture.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I do think.
Oh, sorry.
I do think Molly, those are mutually exclusive, but.
Thanks, Peter. Thank you.
Sorry, somebody just tried calling me. You think, what was that? What was that? What did Peter say that Molly just thank you for?
Don't just no. You can catch it in the playback.
Oh,
whisper
group
it
chat
in my,
has been
whisper it in my
fine
ear.
tonight.
I'll have
anybody-
to. I'll have to.
Is
I'll
there
have
anybody
to,
still in the
put
chat
that
that's
in a
like
DM,
tolerating this crap?
I'll have to put that in.
Poor Beach.
Poor Beach.
What's wrong with Beach?
She's our moderator. She's wonderful.
She's stuck in this chat.
Oh. Chat doesn't really seem like it's moving.
Well, that's because we're not okay, we need to talk about something controversial.
Yeah, this is why I was asking if we're going to talk about current events.
Okay.
What would the
The
Lord
recent
like
shooting.
to discuss?
The recent
Yeah,
shooting.
let's talk about gun control.
Yeah, let's talk about gun control, because motherfucker is on. Okay, I'm reasonably sure you all know my position on gun control.
Yeah.
We should be more like Australia, or most of Europe.
Oh, okay.
And Jesus Christ, man, that's out of control. It's out of control here in the United States. And we talk about, these Second Amendment people are the same people, or have a lot of overlap with your Confederate flag people, and the narrative that the Confederate flag is about Southern heritage, and they try to
guns
glorify.
Are about protection.
Yeah, well, it's not. Well, it's the whole defend from tyranny thing, right? We overthrew tyrannical government, yada yada. But that's not actually why the Second Amendment was passed. The state of Virginia and insisted before they signed the Declaration of Independence on including the Second Amendment in the Constitution, because there were in the South during that time, there were hundreds of slave uprisings, and they happened all the time. And when they say in the Second Amendment, for the purposes of a well-regulated militia, those militias actually refer to Southern slave patrols, which every adult male was required to participate in. So their whole purpose for including that in the Constitution was to keep slaves oppressed. It was to make sure that was a thing that happened. And it's this changing of the narrative, this revisionist history that you have. It's about, protecting us from a tyrannical government. Man, you're not going to get tanks and planes and drones and missiles. You're never going to be able to buy those. If our government went tyrannical, there ain't shit you can do about it with your AR-15. It's not going to happen. So this is all just a lobbying ploy, and it's for the NRA and gun manufacturers to make more money, and it's killing us. And I hate it.
Yeah, and also it was written in a time when they had guns that could fire 1 bullet a minute.
If you were good. If you were good, yeah, one bullet a minute. It was funny. They've been digging up sites where American Civil War battles have been happening, and they're finding a lot of these muskets that are buried in the ground, and you'll have more than one ball and packed gunpowder on top of another. Sometimes you'll see 2 or 3 shots just stuck down the barrel, and what they're thinking is happening is that they were in formation and they're lining up to shoot each other, and some of them just didn't want to pull the trigger. They just didn't want to shoot, but they were kind of conscripted into service. So they would pretend to pull the trigger, load another shot, pretend to pull the trigger, load another shot, and then they'd get shot and die, or they'd lose their weapon. And it's shocking that, what is it, 350,000 people died during that? Something like 300 to 500,000 people.
Something like that, yeah.
And there were apparently a lot of pacifists.
No.
One. Fire away.
Another silly question, but why are American patriots using flags of 2 well, not countries, but two enemies that they have defeated. That's something that's still baffling me.
They're not really patriots. I mean, okay, patriotism is one of those things. It's like, however you choose to exercise your patriotism is, but it's kind of subjective. The idea of patriotism is subjective, but I think it's one of those situations again where you have people who have only been exposed to whitewashed history. Or, well, in the case of the Nazi flag, those people are not patriots. In the case of the Confederate flag, there are probably a few of them, Confederate flag wavers, that are
literally
relatively
whitewashed.
Okay, there are a lot that are white trash, but there are some that don't necessarily understand how and why they're wrong, and they're not really big on nuance, right? So I don't want to call everybody that waves a Confederate flag a racist or white trash, because I don't think it's fair, but they're definitely misinformed about what it represents.
Well, can I make a confession here, because I don't think I've mentioned it in a couple of hangouts before, but not to this extent. Up until I think a year ago, I usually call myself a redneck who was dropped in the wrong place, because and Molly's going to make fun of me because I like country music.
I think that's
I'm actually active in the Dutch country music scene.
Tell him what else.
What else?
Are you a rhinestone cowboy?
No. I'm not.
About the
I'm
dancing.
Not. Yeah, I did that too.
You do line dancing. You do line dancing. That's fantastic.
Worse.
Worse. Everybody's done line dancing.
I have not.
Worse.
What's worse than line dancing?
A lot worse than just line dancing. I taught it.
We still associate with this man.
You know what? That
Are we not tolerant?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. What people like isn't necessarily indicative of who they are.
Nice save there, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what? I try to.
And I have this urge. I don't have a choice.
And I have to say, I danced a little bit different than most people would be thinking of right now, because we were removed from the dance floor a couple of times because our dancing seemed to be too suggestive.
How does one do that? Not
really?
dancing,
how do you,
Peter?
What is suggestive line dancing? How do you even accomplish that?
Having the right partner and knowing what moves to make, and knowing what move your partner is going to make.
But it's line dancing. You don't even have a partner, right? You're just all kind of standing in a block and making the same moves. It's
you can have a partner.
It's like the music video. It's like the music video from Thriller, only not as fun.
No,
I'm
you can have a partner.
Where I'm from here.
You can have a partner. There are partner dances as well in line dance.
Really?
Peter, you're not supposed to have sex on the floor.
Were you just boning down on the floor? Is that what you're doing?
We didn't have sex on the floor. We were a little bit.
The fact that you had to say that is disturbing.
Yes. The fact that you are thinking of that is disturbing.
Promenade is not
the fact that you.
Peter.
Yeah, really.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but what I was getting to is that up until a year ago, pretty much everything I wore had the Confederate flag on it, because the flag doesn't have.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Yeah, well, I'll have to explain that, because I'm from Holland. You all are from the U.S. In Holland, the flag doesn't have those connotations, and most
you thought Dukes of Hazzard wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what people think of.
Did you call yourself the General Lee? I'm just
no.
Okay.
No. Although it's still my favorite car, but I can't afford it over here. They're expensive.
What?
So I'll have to make do with a Mustang and a Cougar.
Generally, what?
You have such an American preoccupation, Peter.
Yes.
You know what's funny is that I can't stand American cars.
I know, right?
Like my current dream car is a Subaru.
A Subaru.
Yeah,
really?
Subaru WRX STI.
Okay.
My current dream car is a not Subaru.
Mine too.
Well, I used to have a Lancer. I used to have an Evolution. I used to have a Mitsubishi Evolution, and that was
I
was
can
a
totally
really
see
fun
this.
car, but
This makes complete sense to me.
Jackson probably likes the Evolution.
Well,
what
Molly,
makes
just
complete
a
sense?
question. Just a question. What do you drive?
I'm sorry, what? I'm not talking about this.
Drives. She's sitting in her car.
Yes, but what kind of car do you have?
I'm not talking about this.
I drive a new Malibu.
Well, we're talking about the General Lee.
Yeah, it's not the General Lee.
Just so you know, he doesn't drive anything.
It's not the General Lee.
No,
can
he
you
bikes
tell us
in the rain.
Can you tell
Jesus,
us
is he in heaven right now? Please tell me no.
No, I'm going to stick with Molly on this one. Molly, what's the make of your car?
Why does anyone care what Molly drives?
Because
Molly, what do you drive?
Why?
A Dodge
Why?
Don't you drive a Dodge Charger?
No.
Not?
Why?
Dodge Charger?
Where did you get that?
I'm the one who is talking about
Molly,
Chargers. Because I rented one
Molly
and
drives
I fell in love with
a Hyundai Sonata.
No.
It's not a Hyundai
let's do
Sonata.
this. Let's do this. Whoever can guess this.
Okay.
Whoever can guess this
T-shirt.
Yes, exactly.
Am I allowed?
T-shirts.
Am I allowed to use my superpowers?
Yes.
You don't have. I think we established that you don't have any.
No, he has them. He has them.
Oh, I got them.
Well, okay. Writing and pissing off fundamentalists. Okay, fine. That's
not a superpower. That is super easy to do.
Writing? Oh.
Pissing off fundamentalists.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. That is.
Oh, writing's not easy either.
No, it's not.
Okay, so
all you
Molly
have to
drives
do
a
is
Honda CR-V.
mention secular humanism in a fundamentalist church, and you piss them all off.
What was that? Was that Charis?
I said all you have to do to piss off a fundamentalist is mention secular humanism.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. And they have this idea that it's somehow evil or immoral,
or that it's all atheists when we're only among the secular humanists.
Yeah, you can be a religious secular humanist.
They don't understand.
They don't know what it is
at all.
No,
like just the
they
fact
think that all liberals are atheists.
So are any of you three making the positive assertion that there is no God, or are you saying that you lack a belief because of a lack of evidence?
I'm what you would refer to as a hard atheist.
I'm an agnostic atheist, but for all intents and purposes, I see no reason to believe in a God, so I don't. Unless we're all in some sort of a simulation, then that's probably the closest thing I could come to the belief in a possible afterlife.
Oh yeah, I made a little thread about the idea of a simulated universe a while ago. I had just woken up and I had this crazy dream, and I just, before coffee or weed or anything, I was, like, oh, what if we're all a hologram? What's with the giggles?
Another. Do you put weed in your coffee like creamer?
No, but I will occasionally.
Like weed tea bags or something.
No. No. I mean, well, I do have weed tea bags.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can get those, but they don't.
Really?
They don't work as well.
Up.
Well, I mean, because
we're really sheltered, Charis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, that's right. You're not in one of the fun states, huh?
No, I'm in a very not fun state.
I'm an extremely not fun state.
Too bad.
Let's put it this way: in Pennsylvania, they're just starting to sell alcohol in something other than an official state-owned liquor store.
And I'm in Missouri.
Do you want me to mail you some edibles?
Yes, please. Oh, yes. I mean, I'm not. We'll talk later.
Okay.
I'm in Missouri, so I think that I can
probably mail, like, FedEx you some edibles.
I'm pretty sure that. Okay, let's talk later.
Do you make brownies?
Ooh, I make best
Well, no,
brownies.
I can just go buy them. I don't even have to make them. Shit.
Can you make like peanut butter fudge that has?
I can, and then I'll ship them to Jesus, and then he can infuse them and then send them to you.
Yes.
Or I could just go to the store and buy them.
Oh, Peter's still here.
No,
I'm sure Peter, being in Amsterdam, gets all the good shit.
He's not in Amsterdam.
Well,
He's
as
to
far,
it though.
He's in the woods.
I'm as far away from Amsterdam as I can get. I'm literally on the border.
We are farther from Amsterdam than you are. You are not as far from Amsterdam as you can get.
Jesus is
while staying in Holland.
Jesus is omnipresent.
That's a good caveat.
But
sure.
you could all just move here because you can buy it here on every street corner, and they deliver.
Only if you're a citizen. Only if you're a citizen. They don't allow you to. Don't ask me how I know this. They don't really allow you to buy much if
if you're a tourist, it's no point going to Amsterdam. I thought that was the big draw of tourism to Amsterdam.
They changed that.
Well, tourists think that, but it's
apparently they were getting the wrong kind of tourists
everywhere.
The right kind of tourists.
Okay. Fucking tourists, man.
But
I'm in California. California is excellent.
I was born in California.
We still have some stupid laws when it comes to that, because you can buy weed, you can smoke weed if you want. You can do that in the streets.
Is cocaine legal?
No.
Is cocaine legal in Holland?
It's not legal. But you won't go to jail if you're caught with just a user's amount. They'll just take it away from you.
How much is considered a user's amount?
Yeah, Peter, tell us.
Less than a dealer's amount.
I have to say I have no idea.
Because if I'm gonna go over there and party with you, right? I'm gonna want to bring a significant.
You're gonna go line dance with Peter? You're gonna go erotic line dance with Peter?
No.
You can park your horse and chariots outside.
Camel.
Just don't double park.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Sometimes the Lord likes a little cocaine. That's all I'm saying.
The stupid thing is, here you can sell weed, but no one is allowed to grow it. So
here some of us can actually grow it.
Yeah. Who imports your weed?
No, it's
or
not.
Is it government grown?
No, it's not imported.
It's illegal. It's illegally grown.
It's illegal. It's illegal to grow, and they
turn tulips into weed.
Mysterious ways.
Yes.
Mysterious ways.
They turn
tulips.
No,
they grow poppies to make opium.
They turn in just every single house they lay their hands on into a plantation. They cover the windows and install special lamps and everything.
Well, I hope solar power is pretty prevalent, because a spike in electricity usage is a dead giveaway for a grow house.
They circumvent that by getting the electricity illegally, and that's why some of the plantations are only noticed because somewhere a house goes up in flames.
Well, see, what you would need is you would need a house that's near like an easy to access stream or river that runs through the property, and then you can just drop a hydroelectric generator into the stream, and you get all the free juice you want.
Well, where I used where my former house is, which I still own, at some point, I think a little over a year ago, we got invaded by police, and the house is actually the house across the street was actually owned by a friend of mine who's moved to Belgium and was renting it out.
Oh,
and
man.
they had a plantation in that, so and I never noticed.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, I mean, you see,
Well,
hide
you
it
also
pretty well.
can't tell time, Peter. So
Yeah, this is true.
you also
I mean, if you
can't
think
tell time.
if you think
I
the
can't tell
central time zone
okay.
is an hour later, no, it's okay.
5 Eastern, 6
yeah.
Central.
Yeah.
I need to get a better clock.
I didn't catch
Or
this.
look at a map.
They have an app for that.
There is an app for
Yeah.
that, actually.
They
It's
have
not
an app for that,
entirely
but I
his
don't.
fault because I
Peter's
didn't
logistics
catch
failings.
that today.
Well, I didn't
I
either,
don't.
but
See,
he had
I make a
one
mistake. Two people who have to know don't notice it, and it's still just my
He
fault.
told me 6 Central,
I know.
and then he PMs me at 4. It's like, are you here?
Yeah.
Are you here? Are you here? I'm like, hell no, it's at 6. Oh.
Yeah.
Shoot.
That's funny. I guess. Yeah, that's funny. You gotta let him slide though, man. And beat him up too bad.
I got WhatsApp messages from Australia, which is a completely different time zone. So people ask me, when are you going to sleep? Well, when they leave me alone, which doesn't happen that often.
No, you're good, man. I'm not gonna give you too much shit over it. You're completely correct with my time. So
he has people at home to be nice to him. That is not our job.
Oh, okay. Well then, fuck you, Peter.
There you
go. Molly's still jealous.
Oh,
Molly's still jealous.
Yes. Yeah, you called it.
Molly's still what?
Jealous.
I'm jealous.
Of what?
Oh, we have an additional Molly. We have an additional cabin, so you can still come over.
I'm not. No. Just no.
No.
And on that note.
So what's your position on polyamorous relationships?
My position?
Oh, I know what your position is.
There are so many positions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So little time.
Yeah, there's so many positions.
Yeah. We're still catching up. We still don't. We haven't tried all.
I have the Kama Sutra in the bedroom, but I'm too lazy to get up and look at it right now.
You have what in the bedroom?
Oh, I didn't mean actual. I meant Jesus.
Whoa.
Oh.
What happened?
You said position, so I took you literally.
Like.
Well, I mean, you were one of those. No,
yeah,
I meant a philosophical position on polyamorous relationships.
If everybody is consenting, if everyone's consenting, it's okay with everyone in the situation, then what's the problem?
Cool.
If it really jeopardizes somebody else's relationship down the street, then that person's relationship really needs counseling anyway.
Yeah.
If it jeopardizes someone's marriage down the street, then that someone is probably wanting to be in a polyamorous relationship, and
or just not with the person that they're with.
Yeah.
So have any of you ever been Sancho, the other man or woman?
Well.
Sancho?
What?
Have any of you ever been the other man or woman?
Oh, almost a few times, and each time, yes, I know there were multiple times. Each time I kind of nixed that.
Okay.
because I had conscience issues with that.
That sounds really California right there, Jesus.
I've been
your California accent came through really strong there for a minute.
We don't call it Sancho.
With what word?
We just call it the other woman.
Okay, so when I was in the army, that was called being Jody, or there's this concept.
Jesus was in the army.
Yeah, of course Jesus was in the army. Come on.
Jody was going to take your world. I was just being all I could be.
Awesome.
So what's Jesus's position on polyamorous relationships?
The same as Charis's. If everyone's consenting, then cool. But I think some people consent to it at first because they think it's cool, and then they get bugged about it later.
So
that's also their problem.
If Molly is on her phone with us right now, so if her phone dies, I'm just letting you guys know that might happen.
Molly doesn't have a car charger?
Not with me. I didn't think we were going to be, I had it charged. Okay, public service announcement. The Google Pixel has a shit battery life.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, you have one of those.
Yes.
What is it? Do you have the 2 or the 1?
It's the 1.
Okay.
And yeah, it sucks.
Are you on Twitter all day?
Intervention. Jesus, charge the phone.
Yeah, magically.
Do it.
I don't
know.
Hangouts sucks the life out of my phone.
Do I have to get down on my knees in front of you to pray?
Would you like to? Would you like to? Yeah.
With the mouthful of meat.
To pray, yes.
With a mouthful of meat.
Okay.
What has happened?
I'm pouring myself another glass. Excuse me.
Still not drinking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Molly's, if there's anything that Molly's jealous of right now is that we have booze and she doesn't.
That's very true.
And a mouthful of meat.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't. Right now.
Well,
I don't have a mouthful of meat right now.
Seja is not
but I
home.
should go for a taco.
So.
Well, I'm not jumping into the mouthful of meat because Charis will.
That's not Peter's type.
No,
he's more.
I'm not. No. I was accused of.
Peter wants a fish taco.
I was accused of having someone else's. Having someone else's balls. I remember.
What?
See,
Peter eats meatballs all the time.
Would you say about
things that Molly...
I don't.
See, if
Peter
you want to get,
is always eating meatballs.
We are
if you want to get Molly's attention,
this channel is never going to get taken seriously ever, people, and this is why.
No.
This is why it should have been a scripted discussion. But
exactly.
The lot of us we're filthy-minded people. Let's just we can admit it and move on.
Yeah.
So are Christians.
Yes, I think we established that.
I'm going to.
Utah is the highest consumption of porn, so.
I thought the Bible Belt was
repression.
the highest.
Repression gone rampant. It's just you can only repress people so much before it just starts to,
We'll be having Lucian Greaves on soon.
Yes, we are.
You're having who?
Lucian Greaves.
Oh yeah, Charis and I are. Peter's not in on that one.
Oh,
who's Lucian who? Who is Lucian who? Who is this?
He's the founder and leader of the Satanic Temple.
Yes.
Really? That's awesome.
I know.
I am definitely going to listen to that discussion. Now, this probably isn't the most highbrow podcast you guys have ever done.
No, it isn't.
Well,
but it's one of the more entertaining. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, well, it's less tense.
Is that my fault? Is that my fault, or is that whose fault is that?
Who says it's a fault?
Yeah, really. I mean, we needed a little decompression after the whole
after Dean Esme
and yeah.
I'm sorry, you can't take those Max Colby fucks seriously about anything. Those people suck so bad. It's how dare you argue with me without using my philosophical point of view as a frame of reference? How dare you?
He didn't make any claims. None. No claims.
Yeah. Not even about.
I would just like if Dean Esme is listening. If Dean Esme is listening,
he's not listening.
Tell him to eat a dick.
Yeah,
He
well,
wouldn't
he's
even do it well.
He's afraid of women.
Well, probably not.
well, he at least hates women, I think.
And why is that?
Well, it's just such it's
Because
these
vaginas are scary.
They are
extreme
scary.
apologists. The
Why
extreme
is-
apologists don't do faith any favors, or the notion
Well,
of, or the
They're afraid. Honestly,
notion of
honestly,
faith.
I am not actually being sarcastic about this. But to many of them, not all of them, vaginas, even the word, is
Terrifying.
terrifying.
Wait, what?
The word
is this cutting in
vagina.
and out for everybody else?
It scares
It's
people,
terrifying. Yeah.
Really? It just rolls off the tongue
right?
and on the tongue.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh
that's what she said.
Jesus.
Oh,
Oh.
It's accurate. That's accurate.
at least I'm not going to be the most dirty guy on the podcast from now on, because I have been getting messages of me having 2 female co-hosts and all kind of suggestive things.
No, guys, Peter's off
And
the hook.
yeah.
and I seem to be the most.
Which one of you is the dirtiest?
It depends on the time.
Okay.
I'm keeping my mouth firmly shut now.
I'm keeping my mouth
Unless-
firmly open.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Does that answer your question?
From her
I'll
knees.
let the
Okay.
I'll let the 2 women duke this out.
Pillow fight?
Yeah, that's a
We
myth.
don't really do pillow
Yeah.
fights. We just
Yeah, I
do
know.
fights.
See,
We
Jesus is.
fight.
Wait a minute, Jesus is omniscient. He read our DM.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, it's true.
The pillow fight DM.
I did. I read that.
There was a pillow fight DM?
Did we do that in private? I thought we did that in Mind the Gap group.
Nope.
Yes, we did that in
Oh.
Mind the Gap, and Molly now plays as if she doesn't know this. But she was the first one to respond to it.
I don't recall this.
No, you don't.
Okay, well.
We need to add Beach to that group, by the way. But anyway, that's not the discussion for on air. And I just took it on there. There you guys go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always do.
Okay, I have to go.
You have?
Okay, bye, Molly.
I have to go. Bye. I have to go plug in my deficient Google Pixel. So it's been fun. Little
It
disturbing.
was wonderful having you, Molly. I apologize.
I don't think there was anything disturbing about it.
Mostly the erotic line dancing. I'm just gonna go with that.
Okay, yeah, that was disturbing.
See?
Nobody
Oh,
nobody wants to see Peter and assless chaps.
Well,
Wait, aren't all chaps assless just by definition?
No.
yes.
They're not.
No.
They're not?
Oh,
I don't think
Okay.
they would all be.
yeah, but the whole point of chaps
Well-
is to go over your pants, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, but that doesn't
not-
mean they don't have an ass on it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look.
Well, for
Okay.
those who want to see me dance naked, watch my
Nope.
timeline, and there's a video clip. I posted it yesterday, so have fun.
I
That's-
did not know about this, just for the
I
record.
didn't either.
I might just go retweet that.
I did.
Um,
I did a little Halloween dance and posted it.
That's great.
Oh, good.
A little too late because I was a little
so proud.
inconvenienced.
I'm so proud of this right now.
You know how he's subconsciously saying the word little repeatedly?
Yeah. Well,
Well,
we have to wait. We'll have to ask Flores.
if you're referring to the thing that I'm thinking of, it's completely invisible in the clip.
Okay, if that. Okay.
He was doing the
Invisible?
He was doing the Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
I haven't seen Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, don't do it.
What's that song that he was?
I don't remember. I've blocked it.
That's so good.
I don't know.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, Molly.
Good night,
Okay,
Molly.
bye-bye.
Good to talk to you, Jesus.
You too, Molly.
And we will talk about you as much as possible while you're gone. Oh, there she goes.
Yeah.
Time to talk about Molly.
I'm a big Molly fan.
I am a huge Molly fan.
Me too. So, can we throw in a last serious question before we I think
Of course.
we're pretty much coming to the end.
Yeah, fire away.
There's a question in the chat by Not Your Business, so it's not our business, but
Oh, I can answer that one.
why do males have nipples?
Because LOL.
Because
evolution. Because evolution
during
is true.
embryonic development, we all start out female, and later on we're determined to be.
No. You have to listen to Aaron Ramor.
I'll stick with LOL.
We don't start out as female. We start out as an asshole.
Okay. I'll go with
true.
that.
That is true. Yeah. That's a fantastic answer.
It's not like females don't have assholes, Peter.
Some female.
We start out like
we've been dirty. We've been dirty enough already.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think we can end it right here.
Cool. Thanks for having me on, you guys.
At least
wonderful Christ.
We did have a fun show. I think.
Hey, you guys popped my podcast cherry.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's always been said that Jesus was never with anybody, so yeah, you're a virgin. You're no longer a virgin.
Podcast virgin.
Yeah, podcast virgin. We took that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, who knows? We might have Jesus on in future as well.
You might have to weigh in on certain
cool.
issues.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm down. That's cool.
That's great.
We're going to do topical stuff, so we could at some point need some good input from the Lord.
On occasion, divine intervention.
Yeah.
If I can swing it, sure, why not?
Okay. So I want to thank the people that have been listening to this live and have been in the chat. Thanks to Beach Price moderating.
Yes,
there
thank you, Beach.
A lot to moderate this time, but yeah. So thanks everyone for listening. Please follow That Hippie Jesus on Twitter, because that was pretty much the goal of having a chat, I think.
You will be greatly rewarded for your faith.
After all this filth, you still want to subscribe, and we'll promise to have a few good guests starting this week. And
Peter, you are so cruel.
I'm not cruel.
I'm not sure how to take that.
It's Monday. It's Monday. We're having
we promise.
We're considering
we'll
Monday as part of this week. Don't worry, Jesus.
Well, I was including Monday.
We promise to have way better guests than Jesus.
You can't top Jesus.
Okay, that's not what I meant. We're going to have.
Now I'm sad.
We have been a little bit silent.
Peter, you made Jesus sad.
Yes, and I'll have to rectify that. We have been a little bit silent, and starting off with Jesus, we're back with some good guests this week.
With some more good guests.
Perfect.
Some more good guests. Okay.
Good job, Peter.
Call it. All
right.
Can I call language barrier here?
Yes.
Sure.
Anything. Anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're just giving you shit. We're just giving you shit, man. That's fine.
Totally.
Okay. Thanks, everyone, and see you all next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.